Welcome back to Hopeful Horizon, where we share stories that inspire, challenge, and remind us of the power of the human spirit. Today's story takes us to a small-town gas station, where an encounter with a notorious biker gang becomes a test of courage, resilience, and camaraderie. What begins as a tense standoff quickly escalates into a heart-pounding confrontation, with an unexpected ally stepping in to change the course of events. Join us as we explore a gripping tale of bravery, unity, and standing tall against intimidation. If you love stories filled with action, powerful twists, and lessons that linger, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know where you're tuning in from, and don't forget to hit the bell for more unforgettable stories from Hopeful Horizon. The late afternoon sun beat down relentlessly on the empty stretch of highway, its heat shimmering off the blacktop. Marcus Reed, a tall, broad-shouldered man with a quiet intensity, guided his car off the road and into the dusty parking lot of a roadside gas station. His passenger, none other than the legendary boxer Mike Tyson, leaned back in the passenger seat, sipping water and humming to himself. "You sure this place has snacks worth stopping for?" Mike quipped, raising an eyebrow at the rundown building with peeling paint and a flickering neon sign that read, "Pit Stop Fuel and Mart." Marcus chuckled. "We're in the middle of nowhere. If they have cold drinks and chips, we're golden." He stepped out of the car, his casual clothes doing little to conceal the sharp, disciplined air of a soldier. His posture was straight, his movements deliberate, the kind of confidence that only came from years of rigorous training and real-world experience. As he began pumping gas, Mike scrolled through his phone, relaxed and content. The low rumble of motorcycle engines shattered the stillness. A gang of bikers roared into the lot, their leather jackets adorned with menacing patches. They parked in a disorganized line, their loud laughter and revving engines creating an imposing atmosphere. Marcus glanced over briefly, his instincts automatically assessing the situation. He returned to the pump, uninterested in trouble. But trouble, it seemed, had found him. The leader of the group, a burly man with a thick beard and a serpent tattoo snaking up his neck, hopped off his bike. His name was Snake, and he carried himself with the arrogance of someone used to getting his way. "Hey!" Snake called out, his voice dripping with mockery. "Nice car. Bet you stole it, huh?" The other bikers laughed uproariously, their crude humor echoing through the parking lot. Marcus kept his focus on the gas pump, his expression unreadable. Snake wasn't deterred by the lack of reaction. He sauntered closer, his boots crunching on the gravel. "What's the matter? Cat got your tongue, soldier boy?" His eyes raked over Marcus's build. "Or maybe you think you're too good to talk to us." Mike, watching from the car, tensed but didn't move. He trusted Marcus's judgment and knew better than to intervene unless absolutely necessary. "I'm just here to fuel up," Marcus said evenly, his voice calm but firm. "Not looking for any trouble." Snake smirked. "Trouble? Who said anything about trouble?" He turned to his crew. "Did any of you say trouble?" The gang erupted in laughter again, emboldened by their leader. Snake stepped closer, deliberately invading Marcus's personal space. "See, the thing is, you're on our turf," Snake sneered. "And, around here, we don't take kindly to strangers who think they're tough." Marcus set the gas nozzle back in place and turned to face Snake fully. "I'm not looking for a fight," he said, "but if you keep pushing, you won't like how it ends." Snake's smile faltered for a brief moment before he covered it with a bark of laughter. "Oh, I like you," he said, clapping Marcus on the shoulder with a forceful slap that was meant to intimidate. Marcus didn't flinch. His steady gaze met Snake's, unblinking and unshaken. Snake's amusement turned to annoyance. He gestured to one of his men, a wiry, tattooed biker with a mean look in his eye. "Teach this guy some manners," Snake ordered. The biker cracked his knuckles and stepped forward, a cruel grin spreading across his face. Marcus stood his ground, his muscles tensed, but his demeanor calm. Inside the car, Mike Tyson's expression darkened. He opened the door slowly, his legendary presence about to make itself known. The wiry biker lunged at Marcus, setting the stage for a confrontation that was about to take a dramatic turn. The wiry biker stepped toward Marcus with exaggerated swagger, his knuckles cracking as he rolled his shoulders. The rest of the gang egged him on, shouting crude jokes and laughing as though this was all part of their entertainment. Marcus stood firm, his feet planted and his expression unreadable. "You sure you want to do this?" Marcus asked quietly, his voice calm and measured. The biker sneered. "Yeah, I'm sure. You're going to regret showing up here." With that, the man swung his fist. The punch came fast and wild, but to Marcus, it might as well have been in slow motion. He sidestepped effortlessly, his body moving with practiced precision, and delivered a swift, calculated strike to the man's ribs. The biker crumpled instantly, gasping for air as he collapsed to the ground. The laughter from the gang stopped abruptly, replaced by stunned silence. Snake's smirk turned into a scowl as he took a step forward, his gaze locked on Marcus. "That's how you want to play it?" Snake growled. "Fine, all of you, take him down." The bikers hesitated for a split second, exchanging uncertain glances. It was one thing to heckle a stranger, but this man wasn't like the others they'd picked fights with before. He moved with a confidence and precision that made them uneasy. Snake's barked command broke their hesitation. "Now!" 3 bikers surged forward. Marcus's training kicked in as he moved like a machine, blocking one punch, dodging another, and delivering a sharp elbow strike to the third attacker. He didn't waste energy. Every move was efficient, every strike purposeful. The gas station parking lot became a chaotic scene as the bikers tried to overwhelm Marcus. Customers who had been filling up their cars now froze in place, watching the spectacle unfold. A woman holding a bag of groceries dropped it, the contents spilling across the pavement as her eyes widened in shock. Mike Tyson, standing beside the car, cracked his neck and stepped forward. His presence alone was enough to command attention. "Y'all really want to do this?" Mike's voice was calm, but carried a weight that sent a shiver through the air. The bikers paused mid-attack, recognizing the man who had just spoken. The disbelief in their eyes was almost comical as they realized who they were dealing with. "Tyson?" one of them muttered, his voice barely above a whisper. Snake, unwilling to back down, sneered. "What, you think we're scared of you just because you can punch? This ain't a boxing ring, champ." Mike smiled faintly, his gaze unflinching. "Maybe not, but you're about to find out that I'm just as dangerous here as I am in one." The tension in the air thickened as Snake motioned for his men to keep going. "Take them both." Marcus and Mike exchanged a quick glance, silently agreeing to stand together against the gang. The bikers, though visibly nervous, surged forward again, setting the stage for a clash that no one would forget. The bikers came at them in waves, their fists flying wildly as they tried to take down Marcus and Mike. The gas station parking lot was now a battleground, with bystanders forming a wide circle to watch the chaos unfold. Marcus moved like a predator, his sharp reflexes and military training on full display. He ducked under a punch, delivered a punishing knee to an opponent's gut, and spun to block another attack. His strikes were swift and decisive, leaving each biker who came at him groaning on the ground. Mike Tyson, meanwhile, was a force of nature. His fists moved with blinding speed, each punch landing with a sickening thud that echoed across the lot. One biker foolishly tried to charge him head-on, only to be met with an uppercut that sent him sprawling. "Man, you're making this too easy," Mike said with a grin, his eyes sharp as he scanned the group for the next threat. Marcus chuckled as he swept the legs out from under another attacker. "I was thinking the same thing." The bikers were clearly outmatched, but their numbers gave them a false sense of confidence. Snake, still watching from a safe distance, shouted encouragement. "Don't let up. They're just 2 guys." But as more bikers fell to the ground, clutching their ribs or nursing bruises, the remaining members began to waver. Their bravado crumbled as they realized they had underestimated their opponents. The synergy between Marcus and Mike was undeniable. They moved as a unit, covering each other's blind spots and dispatching opponents with ease. Marcus disarmed a biker wielding a chain, tossing it aside as he delivered a knockout punch. Mike, meanwhile, dodged a swing from a crowbar and responded with a brutal hook to the attacker's jaw. Within minutes, the parking lot was littered with defeated bikers. Some had fled, dragging their injured comrades with them, while others lay groaning on the ground. Snake, who had been standing off to the side, now found himself alone. His gang had been decimated, and the crowd of onlookers was murmuring in disbelief at what they had just witnessed. Marcus and Mike turned to face him, their expressions calm but unyielding. Snake's hands clenched into fists as he took a step forward, his face twisted with anger and humiliation. "You think this is over?" he spat, reaching for a wrench from his bike. Snake charged at Marcus, wielding the wrench like a weapon. His movements were wild, driven by desperation rather than strategy. Marcus sidestepped effortlessly, grabbing Snake's wrist and twisting it until the wrench fell to the ground with a clatter. Snake let out a howl of pain as Marcus shoved him backward, sending him stumbling into the side of his bike. "Enough," Marcus said, his voice steady but firm. "You've already lost. Don't make it worse for yourself." Snake glared at him, his chest heaving as he struggled to regain his composure. But before he could respond, Mike stepped forward, his imposing figure casting a shadow over the defeated biker. "Listen," Mike said, his voice low and dangerous. "You've got two choices. Walk away now, or we finish this, and I promise you won't like how it ends." Snake's bravado faltered. He looked around at the scattered remains of his gang, then back at Marcus and Mike. His shoulders slumped, and he muttered something under his breath before climbing onto his bike. The remaining bikers scrambled to follow, helping their injured comrades onto their motorcycles before revving their engines and speeding away. The sound of their departure was a relief to the gas station employees and onlookers, who let out a collective sigh of relief. As Snake and his gang disappeared down the highway, Marcus turned to Mike, a faint smile tugging at his lips. "Thanks for having my back," Marcus said. Mike grinned. "That's what friends are for. Now let's get out of here before someone calls the cops." The two men climbed back into the car, the adrenaline from the fight slowly fading. As they pulled back onto the highway, Marcus glanced over at Mike. "You know," Marcus said, "I think we just turned a bad situation into a pretty good story." Mike laughed. "Yeah, but next time, let's try to keep it to just training at the gym." The car sped off into the sunset, leaving the chaos of the gas station behind as the two friends looked ahead to whatever challenges might come next. Thank you for joining us on this thrilling journey of bravery, friendship, and redemption. Marcus and Mike's story reminds us that true strength lies not only in our actions, but in the choices we make to protect and uplift others. If this story moved you, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss another inspiring tale. We'll be back soon with more stories that captivate your heart, challenge your perspective, and leave you feeling inspired. Until next time, stay hopeful, stay strong, and always stand up for what's right.